What's going on, YouTube? Claic Yuzolt back again with another Final Fantasy Brave Exvius news update, and we have 2 new trials, Ability Awakenings, Item World, Friend Points, blah, 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 and 2 new units. There's a lot of stuff to talk about, so let's get into it. Alright guys, so there's a ton of stuff to talk about, but before we get into all of it, I have a sad announcement. Well, kind of happy for me and kind of stressful, but whatever. I'm leaving tomorrow to go on a birthday trip. I just turned 30 yesterday, and we had this plan with my friends. I'm going to New York, we're going to hang out, we're going to do some cool stuff. But then FFBE decides it's going to release all this mega content, and I'm not going to be able to cover it until I get back. So please forgive me, guys. Literally stressing me out, but I'm going to let it go. Let it go. It's just, you know, do the best you guys can. I'll be back on Tuesday. I know it's kind of a long time. I'm sorry about that. I'll do my best so when I get back to get as much videos and streaming and everything to you guys as I can, because we're going to be missing out on one of the biggest things to come to FB in a while, which is like a 7-star toon trial. It kind of sucks, but hey, we'll deal with it. So, just hitting the news today is a new banner coming out, Yuraisha and Karolette. We have Frannis and then Ishil as well. So this was kind of exciting to see this because essentially Karlette was on the EX system in JP, so we knew that we wouldn't have this unit on the EX system. However, it comes over now and is on a step-up banner, which is the same step-up banner that Sid got. So we're going to be talking about that for a minute. Also, we have Yuraisha, which is a unit that kind of disappeared. Everybody was waiting on. And now she is finally here, the old grandma. And she is an excellent unit is what I'm trying to say here. And they're both getting the same treatment that Sid got. 12K banner, guaranteed rainbow at the end. Fantastic. Like, we wanted this to happen, so thank God this is here. Bringing that back and giving us the option to be able to go in and use 12K and get a lot of value for it with these units. Possibly the best way they could have introduced both these units into the game. People were scared that Yuraisha was going to be, you know, slapped on the Axstar banner and make it kind of a little whatever. But hey, we end up getting both of these. Now, here's the thing. If we take a look, this is only for a week. These units are only in here for a week. So you're going to have to get a hold of them. What this screams to me, it screams it from the mountaintops. Xenogears is coming. There's no raid this week. Next week is a raid. Hey, this is only here for a week. Guess what's coming? What everybody's been waiting on is Xenogears. So while these banners are amazing, this unit right here is top notch. This unit's okay. If you love Xenogears, hold off, all right? That's all I'm going to say. So moving on down, let's talk about the actual units. We have Yuraisha here. Going to be a buffer support type unit. Very similar to CG Nickel in a lot of ways. The differences here being is she can put barriers on people. I think she has up to 170% buff that she can do. She has physical and magic mitigation buff she can put up, along with the, like, you know, all mitigation. So similar to Nickel, he could put the all mitigation on, where she could put on physical and magic as well, and that could stack up. Remember, that kind of mitigation stacks up. Yuraisha is a better unit, you know, than CG Nickel, but I wouldn't say you absolutely need Yuraisha or even to go for it if you have CG Nickel, because CG Nickel will get enhancements, and then he surpasses Yuraisha. And then Yuraisha will probably get enhancements she hasn't gotten it yet, and then she will pass CG Nickel. You know, it all goes through the power creep. But if you already have CG Nickel, don't worry about it too much. But if you don't, and you're looking for that support buff healer, not healer, why am I saying healer? I guess she does have some heals in MP management. But anyway, Yuraisha is the way to go if you're still missing out on that 7-star support unit, okay? Looking at the Super Trust Master, we have Yuraisha's Hairpin. Defense 34, Spirit 95, HP 30%. Enables Yuraisha's Hairpin, restore HP each turn. You know, pretty good when it comes to a support type unit. Not bad at all, but it's not something, you know, you want to go crazy after, but it is pretty damn good. I mean, it's a stat stick here that gives you HP each turn. You know, it gives you a high defense and high spirit on a hat. Amazing. Plus HP 30% on a hat. Damn. You know, that's a take item too. You know how much I like take items. Trust Master Award. Wisdom of Hess. Boost MP about 20%, spirit about 40%, and boost defense and spirit every turn. Okay. That's decent enough. Big stats here with the MP and the spirit. Not absolutely necessary, though. Again, I think there are a lot of different options out there for you to be able to get a hold of. And like we talked about again, think CG Nickel a bit different. Some of Yuraisha's abilities maybe just one of them, causes her to lose HP when she casts it. So it's going to be something you're going to have to look out for. But again, I think Yuraisha is better than CG Nickel in some ways, and CG Nickel is better in other ways. And again, I'm not going to be able to have a banner review, but you guys are smart. You got research out there. You got other YouTube content creators that can help you out. So next up is Karlette. And, okay, I'm going to go on a limb here. You guys are going to have to tell me, okay? I think female when I see this unit. I think female. Please let me know in the comments below if I'm right, all right? Karlette was, again, the a unit that was on the EX point system, and we know we don't do that in global with the way, I think it was Lauren worked out on the EX system. Anyway, so we're getting this here now. Karlette is a red mage, meaning Karlette can do all the things red mages can do, right? We got some magic attacks, we got some physical attacks, we got some support, we got some healing, but in my opinion, Karlette doesn't do them all that well. I know a lot of people are gonna be like, oh, one of the best hybrid units in the game. I think we have a bunch of hybrid units in the game that are this great. Not like strong meta changing damage like Axstar is gonna be. If you already have Aurora Fravia, if you already have one of these other hybrid damage dealing units, you're not gonna really be looking for Karlette to see that big boost in damage or big boost in support. But damn, does Karlette look amazing. I mean, look how awesome Karlette is. Moving on down, let's look at the Super Trust Mastery reward. We have Red Hellebore, attack 60, defense 29, magic 60, and it be 20%. My God, this is an amazing Super Trust Mastery when it comes to hats, when it comes to hybrid damage dealers, or just magic damage dealers or attack. But look at how high this is. Plus, you get a fat defense stat, and it be 20%. That's insane. And we do, looks like we do have a global upgrade. Trust Master, it's not going to stack. Magic Charger, boost equipment magic when single wielding is equipped in both hands. So, I do believe this was 50% in Japan, I think. So we're looking for a bit of an upgrade here, which is amazing. This TMR is awesome. One of the main reasons you're going to be picking up Karlette if you are going to be doing it, besides just trying to have fun with red mages, and I know the red mage brigade is after me for calling Karlette not the best, but hey, it's just how it is. Sorry. Is for this Trust Mastery Award, okay? When it comes to builds for true double hand magic users, this is going to be great for you guys out there. And, you know, if you could get really lucky on the 12K if you want to go for it. That's an option there as well. Moving on down, we're just going to look at the Trust Mastery rewards for these units for now. I have a lot to cover. Hard Gauntlet, attack 40. Okay. So, not the best considering the fact that a lot of accessories out there give you this plus true double hand, okay? So, we're going to skip over that for now. And then we have Assault, attack spirit 20, boost resistance silence 50%. Not the best at all. So, badass looking unit though. I didn't get to look at this unit. Okay, what? FFBE units are just badass looking. They make them amazing looking. It's crazy. Moving on down, Still Castle Malfikia is coming. As you can see, we're getting an upgrade to LB pots to help us upgrade our LBs, which is incredible. So you guys are going to be out there be able to grind this up. There's also another change that happened. Let me see where I can find it here. There's a change to this that I need to point out. I don't know exactly where it is. Let's see. If equipment selected had already been enhanced before, you will be given the option to leave the dungeon with a newly enhanced within selection. Follow the enhancements. Retiring. I think this is where is it at? There's a change. Okay, here it is. Sorry. It's all the way at the bottom. I'm an idiot. I should have known that. If a weapon undergoing enhancement is left in the weapon enhancement dungeon during the time the event has ended, the weapon will return to the previous abilities it was acquired. If the weapon is returned upon the completion of the event, please try restarting the app. So, I know a lot of people have their weapons like, no, like it was like a big thing, like item world's ending, hurry up, get your weapons out of there. But this is a nice change. It needed to happen. So there you go. You don't have to worry about that too much now when it comes to item world. Now we're going to go over to notices here and have a lot of stuff to talk about. I know a lot of people wanted this on the list. Friend Point Trust Moogle Summon is here. You guys can get those Trust Moogles, so you can maybe get some Trust Coins, some new TMRs, and gives you a reason to use your Friend Points, right? So we can actually get those out of our inventory. We do have Ability Awakenings for a lot of units. Waka is becoming the new OP. Nah, I wish, dude. Waka, I wish, buddy. We have Balthier, Bosch, and Kunshira. I'm not going to be able to talk about these very much, guys. I'm sorry. Bosch, obviously, badass tank. I don't think that, like, Balthier becomes anything too incredible. Like, we have to be like, oh, yes. But, I mean, obviously, if you use these units, you like these units, they're just getting stronger. And that's what Ability Awakenings are all about. Again, can't cover them too much. I'd be in this video forever. The biggest thing I want to take my time to cover is this. Gilgamesh is here. We also have a Welter the Beholder, which is the final weapon trial. I know you thought the 12th one was the final one, but this is definitely the final one. And this, oh my god, this art on this boss is incredible. You can see all the different kind of weapons that are in there. You see the magic cap, the bell here. We see a whip. Just Very, very nice job to whoever made this. It looks beautiful. You guys are gonna be able to fight that in the Chamber of Arms there soon. But we're gonna talk about the Scorn of the Gilgamesh because essentially, this is the first time in Global that we're getting a 7-star tuned boss fight. It's gonna be tough for a lot of people out there. Are there ways to cheese it? Yes. But overall, it's still going to be a tough trial. And they actually added a little bit of something. Obtain a 5-star select summon ticket. Now, this wasn't in the JP version of the game, from what I understand. And it's a new mission reward down here. We have to use 8 or more limit bursts. So essentially, this kind of is a way to reward the player for not just like one-shotting it or two-shotting it like people want. You're going to have to live through some turns, but it's really not that bad because for the first 20% of Gilgamesh, he's not that hard to deal with. You can really like put him into his corner and just, you know, keep him there while you build up those LBs through either auto LB, abilities, things like that. Cast those 8 LBs off and then kill him, pop him off. You can still do that, but I think this is really cool. I have heard a little bit of throwback about how like this is going to be really hard to obtain for a lot of people. Guys, this is here forever. This is going to be in here forever. It's not some ticket that you had to be logging in for. This is an excellent addition to the game. You have to fight for it. You have to earn it, and it is a high priority target item that everybody wants in the game thrown in here. So that's pretty great as well. The trust coins at 50. Could have been at least 200 or something like that, you know what I mean? But you can get in here and get some trust coins as well. Let's not skip over everything we were going to talk about, though, all right? Let's look at the actual initial clear reward we get. Muramasa is going to be attack 172, enables Vengeful Demon's Crest, boosts physical damage against birds and humans. So this is a katana with, look at that stat, 172, and also has bird and human killer physical killers. All right, they bumped up the rewards a bit. Everybody's going to be wanting that. Use no more than 3 items. There's a reason for that. We'll talk about that in a minute. 8 limit bursts is going to be tough, but like I said, holding them kind of steady from 100% to 80% is easy. And that's where you're going to want to complete this. And then you can either choose to burst him from 80% down. You could choose to burst him from 80% to 40%, and from 40% to the end, with a couple of strategies I'm going to talk about here. All right, so if you guys remember fighting the first Gilgamesh, and this is the best I can do until I get a trial guide out, guys, I'm going to do my best. Where we at here? 11 minutes. I'm not going to hold you for too much longer. Gilgamesh is going to be tough because Gilgamesh, you have to seal elements, if you guys remember from the old one, or he's going to be smacking you with big, heavy elemental damage. Some ways to get around this, right? Some easy ways to seal these abilities. The whip, right? The whip from Seabreeze Fina. I believe it's her STMR. Can it just smack all the elements in one turn? You can just put that on somebody, possibly your breaker or something. You know, somebody that's offhanded and just whoosh, whoosh, over and over, get rid of those. Okay? So you're going to seal all those abilities. The problem being is that Gilgamesh kind of takes like, he goes back and forth, right? So for the first 20%, you seal all the abilities. He does like an AoE magic that doesn't really matter. He does some physical damage. But if you take in a physical evade tank, you can cover this up. You're going to be fine. So for the first 20%, you want to seal all those abilities so he doesn't cast them. From 80 to, I think it's 80 to 60 or 80 to 70, there's like a little tiny phase in the middle there where if you hit him with an element, he's going to smack you with it. So it's like you're unsealing them, right? Which is hard because your damage dealers are going to be going in there with elemental chaining, and that's going to be tough for you, right? So what you want to do is, and your countering tanks, because your countering tanks can seal, but they can also come back and bite you in the ass if you're hitting them during those off the side, you know what I mean? Because there's a sealing phase and a non-sealing phase. Sealing phase, non-sealing phase. That's how the fight's going to go. And so it's going to be tough. Now, the one I would recommend is Light, because what Light does is if you unseal Light on him on the unsealing turns, he's just going to hit you with a single target Light attack. So it can be provoked, so you can make your provoking tank also 100% to Light resist. And then also hit you with like some nasty status elements, but you'll be fine. Remember, he does do things like buff himself. He at the very beginning of the he ambushes you with like I take way less damage, but that'll run out after a certain amount of turns. You can't dispel it. He does buff himself up, so you're gonna have to keep that dispelled along with keeping him broken. But you can only break his attack and magic, but that's what you want to do to try to survive. Remember that. Again, I'm throwing a lot of information at you guys out here. I'm just trying to help you before I leave. I feel so bad for leaving you guys at such a hype moment in the game. Every time you cross the threshold, which is 20%, he's going to go through like this threshold thing where he's going to KO a target. So he's going to choose a target, KO it, single target KO. He's going to do like AoE hybrid damage. So everybody's going to be taking it. So you want to build up your spirit and defense up a bit here so you can make sure you can survive. And then he's going to dispel your team. So he's going to dispel. He's either going to dispel one person or he's going to dispel multiple people. And that, again, it's kind of hard to... sorry, I'm kind of breaking this up because I'm kind of doing it off the top of my head. But essentially, it's tough. So every threshold, think of it as being a KO. As you move down through the line, he KOs more than one person. I think up to 3 people. Then he's going to do massive damage and more damage as you go through the different ones. That's why he gets harder and harder the lower he gets. He gets more angry and angry. And then he's going to dispel, okay? The way you combat this is death resist, right? If you put death resist on, he's going to try to KO you, and you're like, nah, I have death resist, right? Or you have a re-raise on, because when he KOs, that happens before the dispel, so you're good, right? So he's going to KO, your person gets re-raised back, and then he does all that other stuff and dispels, and then on your turn, you're going to have to redo your buffs up and get ready to go again. There are several strategies, like I said. So that's a brief description of how the fight works. There are several strategies out there for you guys to use. One being the whip, where you whip him and you lock him up. The other one being get him as close to 80%, get those 8 LBs done, and then just have Sid be in the air, come down, and just smash and kill him. Remember, he is a human, so human killers are going to be especially effective here, which is going to be great. He can't take damage from non-elemental attacks, so you're going to have to be doing some elemental attacks. That's where the ceiling, that's why you have to be using an element with your physical attackers. You can't go non-elemental. What else was I going to say here? Okay. He also has a special trait that I just want to let everybody in on when they're trying to kill it this weekend. You know those items that do elemental damage? You know, there's a bunch of them, right? If you use 3 of those, so if you use 1 each turn, that's why you can only use 3 items. You saw that? So you've used once, turn 1, turn 2, and then you wait till you get him to like 80%. Remember I was talking about that? You get him about 80% where you're about to push that threshold, and then you can use a third one. If you use a third one, what happens is Gilgamesh breaks. It's like a special little thing he does, and that stops his AI from doing anything the next turn. Now, there's something else we haven't talked about, which I know it's all over the place, but if you're listening, hey, sorry about this, guys. He does counter magic and physical attacks with a single target physical or a single target magic. So just be aware of that. That's another thing he does. So every time you deal damage to him, he's going to come back and try to hit you. I do believe this is coverable, though. And I do believe you want to take a physical attackers and physical cover tank. So the tank will end up taking that anyway. And then, you know, you'll be fine. But I do want to mention that. And that can't be stopped by this break mechanic we just talked about. So, you know, you use an item, one turn, use an item, another turn, and another turn, use an item. The next turn, he's going to be broken. He's like, oh, I don't know what to do. So essentially on that 80%, right before you push that threshold, you're like, okay, break him, right? You use a third item. He goes, oh, you like do as much damage as you can down to 40%. So I know a lot of people out there might not be able to do that, but that's a strategy you can look forward to. Down to 40%. You already got your 8 limit burst. You've already done all the achievements you want. Got him to 80%. Use that third item. Hit him to 40%. And he's like, oh, I can't do anything. I'm broken. It's my broken state from these items, which you can only do once. And then you got him at that 40%. And you just fucking kill that bitch, right? You kill him, and then you don't have to worry about all this. Like I said, the lower you get him, the harder it gets. So you really want to try to burst them down. Obviously, I'm going to try to do it a bunch of different ways and see how it works. That's it. I'm not talking about Gilgamesh anymore. I'm sorry if I went on too long. I hope that helps you. That's the whole point of it. Yeah, but guys, very exciting week in FFBE. Tons of content. 2 really strong trial bosses. Don't get discouraged if you can't kill Scorn the Gilgamesh right off. That's the whole point. We wanted harder content. Here it comes. This isn't even the hardest content. Have some fun with it. Experiment. Use different strategies. Look up different strategies. Talk with your communities. You know, have fun with the game, guys. That's the whole point of this. And again, I want to apologize. I'll be going to New York. I did the best I could, guys. I'm out of here. I'm going to have a fun dirty 30 is what they call it in New York. I ain't going to tell you what goes down because Cooley won't let me. My lips are sealed, but very excited about the way FFBE has been going lately. I think it's been great so far, and I hope you guys are enjoying the game too. So if you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up. Comment down below. That red mage has got to be female, right? Got to be female, and then subscribe for future content. We'll catch you guys in the next video.